Vanuatu is a group of islands still untouched by modern society, filled with beauty and rich culture. It's still waiting to be discovered by tourism. It's an archipelago of 83 islands with an ancient way of life said to be created by Tagaro. It's surrounded by an underwater paradise and home to its famous blue holes. It's a tropical dream. If you have the chance to visit, it will leave you in awe. And if you've ever visited before, I'm sure you'll agree. Vanuatu is a South Pacific island nation situated roughly 1,000 miles east of northern Australia and lies within the region known as Melanesia. Its unique location makes it part of the Coral Triangle. It consists of 83 islands, stretching over 800 miles from north to south. 65 of these are inhabited, with the remaining islands used seasonally for fishing or left untouched as protected areas. The largest islands include Espiritu Santo, Malakula, Efate, and Tana. Each island has its own distinct landscape and ecology, ranging from mountainous terrain to coral reefs. The population of Vanuatu is about 300,000, with over 80% of residents living in smaller, rural communities. This population is spread across the inhabited islands, leading to a significant diversity of dialects, customs, and ways of life. Vanuatu is home to some of the last remaining tribes with minimal outside contact, particularly in remote areas on islands like Molecula and Pentecost. These communities have intentionally preserved their custom way of life, including dress, language, and rituals. Following ancestral practices passed down over generations, these include traditional medicine, dance, and art. They often live a subsistence lifestyle, hunting, fishing, and farming. While tourism has introduced outside influences to certain areas, many island communities still follow strict rules to maintain their culture. The capital city, Port Vila, is located on Efate Island and serves as the political and economic hub of Vanuatu. It's a vibrant port city with a mix of Melanesian, French, and British influences. Port Vila is a popular destination for travelers, known for its markets, waterfront restaurants, and views of Mele Bay. It also serves as a gateway to other islands with an international airport connecting Vanuatu to Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the Pacific. Throughout Vanuatu, you'll hear stories of magic stones believed to hold supernatural powers, revered in many communities as a source of protection or good fortune. These stones, often found near sacred sites or in the heart of villages, are used in ceremonies to ensure prosperity, especially in agriculture, fishing, and health. The stones are typically handled only by designated community members, such as chiefs or elders, who perform rituals to activate the stone's power or communicate with ancestral spirits believed to dwell within them. There are 3 official languages: Bislama, English, and French. Bislama, a Creole language derived from English and local languages, is the primary means of communication for most of the population. English and French are also widely used, especially in formal education, business, and government. There are over 100 local languages spoken throughout the islands, making Vanuatu one of the most linguistically diverse countries in the world. Approximately 98% of Vanuatu's population is of Melanesian descent, belonging to a group indigenous to the region of Melanesia in the Southwest Pacific. Vanuatu lies on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a tectonically active region, and is home to multiple active volcanoes. Among them is Mount Yasur on Tana Island, one of the world's most accessible active volcanoes. Yasur has been erupting since 1774, attracting visitors for its nighttime eruptions. Other significant volcanoes include Ambrim and Ambe, both of which are known for their frequent volcanic activity, creating natural spectacles and sometimes necessitating local evacuations. Due to its small, narrow islands, no place in Vanuatu is more than 9 miles from the sea. During the Cold War, some nuclear tests conducted by Western powers affected the Pacific Islands region, though Vanuatu itself remained untouched. The US, Britain, and France carried out extensive nuclear tests on other nearby islands such as Bikini Atoll in the Marshall Islands and Mururoa Atoll in French Polynesia, which were exposed to radiation and environmental damage. Fortunately, Vanuatu's distance spared it from fallout. Many islands in Vanuatu have secret societies that are highly respected within the local social hierarchy. These societies operate according to strict codes of secrecy, often organizing and overseeing major events, including ceremonies, rites of passage, and justice within the tribe. Members of these societies often wear distinct attire or masks and are involved in guarding traditional knowledge. Entry into these societies usually requires initiations or demonstrations of loyalty. Cannibalism was practiced in Vanuatu until the early 20th century, primarily in the northern islands. It was not driven by aggression alone. Rather, it was integrated into cultural beliefs about honoring ancestors, punishing enemies, or absorbing the strength of the deceased. While it may sound unsettling today, cannibalism in Vanuatu had symbolic importance and was part of a broader spiritual worldview. With the arrival of European missionaries and colonial influence, cannibalism gradually ended in most regions by the early 1900s, though some remote tribes maintained the practice longer. Certain tribes hold special ceremonies involving whispering stones, which they believe convey messages from spirits or ancestors. These stones are placed in strategic locations, usually within sacred areas, and are said to emit sounds or whisper messages when approached by specific people, like tribal elders or shamans. Tagaro is a central figure in Vanuatu mythology and revered as a creation god. He is said to have shaped the islands, giving form to mountains, rivers, animals, and ultimately humans. In many legends, Tagaro is depicted as a trickster and wise god who uses his power to create and teach the people of Vanuatu how to live harmoniously with nature. Tagaro's influence varies across islands. In some tales, he is responsible for inventing agricultural techniques, while in others, he is a figure of both wisdom and humor, using clever strategies to maintain order and bring balance. The legend of fire tells of how fire was a divine gift bestowed upon the first inhabitants of Vanuatu by the gods. In some variations, the gods gave fire as a test, challenging the people to learn how to harness and use it responsibly. Those who managed to control fire were believed to have passed the gods' test, signifying a rite of passage in their mastery over nature. Fire is treated with reverence in many communities, symbolizing both creation and destruction. Sea serpents are among the most prominent supernatural beings in Vanuatu's coastal folklore. Known as guardians of sacred coastal waters, these serpents are believed to deter intruders and protect certain areas where the spirits of ancestors or gods reside. Local stories describe encounters with these beings, with their enormous snake-like bodies appearing briefly on the water's surface. Mount Yasur on Tanna Island is one of the world's most accessible active volcanoes and is deeply embedded in local mythology. The people of Tanna believe that Yasur is inhabited by a fiery dragon or spirit, whose presence causes eruptions and spews lava. When the volcano erupts, it is thought to be the dragon expressing anger or dissatisfaction. Espiritu Santo is also home to a series of mesmerizing blue holes, deep, freshwater pools surrounded by dense jungle. The blue holes, named for their incredibly vibrant blue color, are created by underground freshwater springs that bubble up through limestone formations, filtering the water and making it crystal clear. These pools, such as the Matavulu and Riri blue holes, are popular for swimming, snorkeling, and kayaking. The contrast between the lush forest and the striking blue water makes the blue holes a breathtaking sight, and their secluded nature offers a peaceful retreat. In some islands of Vanuatu, turtles are seen as divine beings or messengers between humans and the gods. According to the legend, these turtles carry messages to the gods, especially during significant events like births, marriages, and deaths. When a turtle is sighted near a village, it's seen as a positive omen, or a sign that the gods are listening. Banyan trees are considered sacred, and are thought to house spirits of ancestors or protective entities. Cutting down a banyan tree is avoided as it is believed to disturb the spirits residing within. These trees are often found in central areas of villages, serving as gathering places for important events and ceremonies. A mysterious and eerie legend tells of man-eating plants lurking in certain dense forests. Some tribes speak of trees that prey on those who venture too close, entangling them in vines and branches that never release them. Million Dollar Point is an intriguing dive site on Espiritu Santo where the U.S. military dumped military equipment after World War II, including trucks, jeeps, and bulldozers. Today, the site is covered in coral, creating an artificial reef that attracts a variety of marine life. The story goes that the U.S. Army offered the equipment to the French colonists on the island at a low price, but when they refused, the military decided to dump everything into the sea. The result is a unique underwater museum of wartime relics. Kava is a traditional drink made from the root of the Piper methysticum plant, widely consumed across Vanuatu. The root is ground, mixed with water, and strained to create a beverage with a mildly narcotic effect that induces relaxation and a sense of tranquility without impairing the mind. Kava is typically consumed in nakamals, especially in the evening to unwind and socialize. Its consumption is highly ritualized, and in some villages, only men are allowed to partake, while in others, both men and women share in the kava experience. Land diving, or negel, originated on Pentecost Island and is recognized as the precursor to modern bungee jumping. It is a traditional rite of passage for young men in the Bunlap tribe, held during the yam harvest season between April and June. Participants climb up a wooden tower made of locally sourced vines and jump off, with only vines tied around their ankles, diving headfirst toward the ground. This ritual, with its intense physical and mental preparation, is meant to demonstrate courage, strengthen community bonds, and ensure a good yam harvest. The men build and climb these high wooden towers, sometimes as tall as 30 meters, and each jump is carefully orchestrated with a specific vine length to ensure they barely graze the earth. It's considered an honor to participate, and the successful completion of a land dive signifies a boy's transition into manhood. Marriage often involves a bride price tradition, a cultural practice where the groom's family presents offerings to the bride's family as part of the wedding arrangement. The bride price can include items such as pigs, mats, yams, shells, and in some cases, money or other goods. The exchange signifies the bond between the two families, showing respect and commitment to building a harmonious relationship. In many communities, spiritual healers, or kleva, play a vital role in health and wellness. The kleva are believed to possess spiritual abilities and are highly respected for their knowledge of herbal medicine, healing rituals, and ancestral wisdom. They treat ailments using natural remedies derived from plants, roots, and other local resources, often combined with spiritual practices. The Nambas tribes are among Vanuatu's most well-known traditional societies, living on the islands of Malakula. They are named after their distinctive nambas, which are traditional garments made from woven materials and worn around the waist. There are two main groups, the Big Nambas and Small Nambas tribes, named for the size of the nambas they wear. The tribes maintain unique cultural practices, including specific forms of dance, music, and ritual ceremonies. Located on the island of Espiritu Santo, Champagne Beach is renowned for its powdery white sand and clear turquoise waters. The name Champagne Beach comes from the unique phenomenon of bubbles occasionally rising to the water's surface, resembling champagne, due to volcanic activity underwater. Its gentle waves, calm waters, and picturesque scenery make it a popular spot for swimming and snorkeling. Surrounded by lush jungle and coconut trees, Champagne Beach remains largely unspoiled and is often considered one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Located near Port Vila on Ifate Island, the Mele Cascades are a series of scenic waterfalls that flow down multiple terraces, creating natural pools perfect for swimming and relaxing. Surrounded by jungle, the waterfalls offer cool, refreshing water. and the journey to reach them involves a gentle hike through forested trails with beautiful views along the way. The pools at each terrace level allow for quiet spots to swim and enjoy the water. At the top, visitors are rewarded with panoramic views over the coastline. Mystery Island is a small, uninhabited island located just south of Anedium Island. It's a popular cruise ship stop known for its pristine beaches, clear waters, and quiet ambiance. With no permanent residents, the island remains untouched, giving visitors a chance to experience a tranquil, unspoiled paradise. Local Anedium residents often come to Mystery Island when cruise ships arrive, setting up markets to sell handmade crafts and souvenirs. Located just off the coast of Port Vila, Aracor Island is a small, quiet island known for its beautiful beaches and excellent snorkeling. Accessible by a short ferry ride, Aracor is a favorite day trip destination for locals and tourists alike. The island offers clear, shallow waters, with coral reefs and marine life easily accessible from the shore. The calm, gentle waves make it suitable for families, and the island's secluded atmosphere allows for peaceful relaxation. Aracor also has a rich history, with some of Vanuatu's earliest missionaries landing here in the 1800s, leaving remnants of their influence still visible today. Port Olry, located on the northern coast of Espiritu Santo, is a charming beach village known for its pristine white sand beaches and crystal-clear waters. The beach is relatively untouched, with swaying palm trees and thatched roof huts. Port Olry provides an authentic experience of Vanuatu's coastal life. The area's natural beauty, combined with the warm hospitality of the villagers, makes Port Olry a hidden gem for those looking to enjoy Vanuatu's scenic landscapes. In some remote areas, shell money remains a traditional currency, especially during important ceremonies such as marriages and custom ceremonies. Known as levatu, shell money is made by stringing polished shell discs together, often into elaborate necklaces or bracelets. The shells, usually sourced from the coast, are valued based on their craftsmanship, size, and rarity. The Mantana people, indigenous to Tanna Island, are known for practicing Keistam. They emphasize connection with the land and adherence to ancestral customs, resisting outside influences that could disrupt their cultural practices. The Mantana tribe is famous for preserving ancient beliefs, including the John Frum cargo cult and reverence for Mount Yasur as a sacred site. Tokpisen, a widely spoken pidgin language in Papua New Guinea, influenced the development of Bislama, one of Vanuatu's 3 official languages. Both languages share similar grammatical structures and vocabulary derived from English, with indigenous words mixed in. Vanuatu's location near the Coral Triangle, an area recognized for some of the highest levels of marine biodiversity, means its waters host over 4,000 marine species. These include colorful coral reefs, reef fish, dolphins, sharks, sea turtles, and various mollusks. Coconut oil is one of Vanuatu's main exports and an essential part of the local economy. It's extracted from copra and used in cooking, skincare, hair care, and medicinal products. Coconut farming is labor-intensive but widespread, especially in rural communities where coconuts grow abundantly. Vanuatu's organic coconut oil is prized for its high quality, and production methods often follow traditional techniques. Vanuatu's coral reefs are among the oldest and most resilient in the world. These reefs have survived multiple volcanic eruptions, sea level changes, and cyclones over millennia. They form a vital part of the marine ecosystem, providing shelter and food for countless marine species, while also protecting coastlines from erosion and storm damage. Chewing betel nut is a common practice in Vanuatu and is especially popular among rural communities. The betel nut is chewed with a bit of lime for its calcium hydroxide and wrapped in a pepper leaf, creating a mild stimulant effect that results in a feeling of euphoria and heightened alertness. This chewing habit also produces bright red saliva, which is commonly seen around villages. Shark Bay on Molecula Island holds spiritual significance for local communities, who regard sharks as sacred animals and guardians of the sea. Local legends say that the spirits of ancestors reside within these sharks, which are believed to protect the bay and its inhabitants. The area is considered holy, and locals refrain from fishing or swimming there as a sign of respect. The jungle zip line on Ifate Island offers an exhilarating experience and is widely considered one of the best ziplining adventures in the South Pacific. This zip line takes riders over lush rainforest canopies, ravines, and scenic landscapes with breathtaking views of the coastline and ocean beyond. Mount Tabuemasana, located on Espiritu Santo, is the highest peak in Vanuatu, reaching an elevation of about 1,877 meters, or 6,158 feet. This mountain is challenging to hike, attracting adventurous hikers and climbers. The trek up Mount Tabuemasana passes through dense rainforest, steep slopes, and rugged terrain, rewarding climbers with stunning views of the island and, on clear days, a panoramic view of the surrounding islands and Pacific Ocean. Traditional tattooing practices are still maintained by some tribes in Vanuatu as an expression of identity, spirituality, and social status. These tattoos are usually hand-poked with natural ink, often using designs inspired by nature, animals, and ancestral symbols. Vanuatu has no standing military force, making it one of the world's few nations without a formal army. Instead, the country relies on a small police force and partnerships with neighboring countries for defense and security needs. Australia, New Zealand, and other Pacific nations assist Vanuatu through agreements. Vanuatu's School of Traditional Knowledge serves as an institution dedicated to preserving and teaching indigenous knowledge and customs, safeguarding Vanuatu's heritage for future generations. Here, students learn traditional skills such as weaving, farming techniques, herbal medicine, and storytelling, often taught by elders and local experts. Vanuatu is a must-visit for everyone who wants to explore the beauty of the world. Subscribe, I'd sure appreciate it. Thank you, and see you on the next one.